Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2016 format. On one side, we've got the Metal Box deck that's used by Gustavo Wada, a top 8 Worlds competitor in the 2016 World Championships, going up against the Mega Sceptile deck that's used by Fabien Pujol, a top 32 competitor. So we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle! And here we go, the battle has started with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Bronzong side, we've got Aegis/EX as the active Pokemon with the Bronzor on the bench. And on the Mega Sceptile side, we've got Sceptile EX as the active Pokemon. The Bronzong side is going first, attaching a Metal Energy to the active Pokemon, and then immediately passing the turn. And on the Sceptile side, the player starts off by using Grass Energy on Sceptile, followed by Steven as his supporter, and now the player can search the deck for any basic energy card and supporter to add to their hand. So we see a second Grass Energy and a Skyla being chosen out of the deck, and it looks like that's going to be it for this player's turn. This deck only runs 4 basic Pokemon and 4 evolutions, so not a whole lot of Pokemon to play down. Okay, there's the attack Sleep Poison hitting for 10 damage, and the coin flip was Tails, so no Poison and Sleep coming through. And now back over to the Bronzong side, a second energy comes down to the Aegis/, and now Bronzor evolves into Bronzong. It's going to be the main energy accelerator of the deck, with its ability Metal Links. A Fighting Fury Belt comes down to the active Pokemon, giving it 40 extra HP and 10 extra attack power, followed by a supporter, Professor Sycamore, to discard the player's hand to draw 7 brand new cards. And now let's see what the player got. Okay, there we see a Genesect, actually 2 Genesect coming down to the bench, and now another pass of the turn. Still no attacks coming through. And on the Sceptile side, a Repeat Ball is activated as one of the items, and now the player can search the deck for another Sceptile EX to put onto their bench. There it is. So that's 2 of their basic Pokemon. And do they have any more Grass Energies to keep attacking? Actually, we know they do because they got one with the Steven on the previous turn. And there's Skyla activating to search the Spirit Link out of the deck. And now Sceptile will be able to evolve into its Mega form without ending the turn automatically. Okay, there's the second energy coming down. And now Sceptile evolves into Mega Sceptile. It's going to be the main attacker of the deck. There's the attack. Jagged Saber hitting for 100 damage. And the player also accelerates a Grass Energy onto the bench Sceptile. On the Bronzong side, a third energy comes down to the active Aegis/, so it's fully powered up to use its Slash Blast attack. It hits for 40 damage, plus 20 more damage for every Metal Energy attached, for a total of 100 so far. Plus another 10 for the Fighting Fury Belt. And now the player activates N as their supporter. Both players shuffle away their hands and draw 6 cards apiece, 1 card for each of the remaining prizes. Okay, let's see what else they got. There's a Floatstone coming down to the Bronzong, giving it a free retreat cost. It's going to be acting as a pivot just in case the active Pokemon gets KO'd. There's an Ultra Ball, discarding a Metal Energy and a supporter to search the deck for any one Pokemon, and the one chosen is going to be another Bronzor. So once this Bronzor evolves, it's going to be the second energy accelerator. There we go. The player's just making some space on their bench right now. And I believe the player has access to their Metal Links ability so far because they discarded an energy card. Yeah, there it is, Metal Links, getting back a Metal Energy from the discard pile to attach onto one of the Genesect. And there's the attack. It's going to be Slash Blast, hitting for 110 damage. Back over to the Sceptile side now. A third Sceptile EX comes down to the bench. And the first bench Pokemon gets a second energy on it. Followed by the item Versus Seeker, searching the discard pile for Skyla. And now Skyla can search the deck for another trainer. And the player's going to be searching for another Spirit Link. So they're going to be trying to get a second Mega Sceptile into play. Let's see if they have it in their hand. The Spirit Link gets equipped to the bench Sceptile. And yes, they did have the Mega Sceptile in hand, so the active one can now retreat. It's going to be going back to the bench. And now the second one comes into the active spot. It's got no damage and it's fully powered up and ready to attack. And there's a Jagged Saber, hitting for another 100 damage to take the KO against Aegis/, and Sceptile takes the first 2 prizes of the game. Okay, now back over to the Bronzong side. Bronzong comes into the active spot. Like I said earlier, it does have that float stone, so it has the free retreat cost. And now it activates Metal Lynx, getting back one of the discarded Metal Energy cards to equip onto Genesect. It just needs one more energy to start attacking. And there's the Professor Sycamore. Oh, and the player had to discard another 2 Professor Sycamore. So I believe that's all 4 of them into deck already. Okay, they're going to be drawing 7 brand new cards. They just need at least one more energy. Or a second Bronzong to evolve the bench Bronzor. So let's see what they get. Okay, yes, they did get the second Bronzong. So that should be enough to power up the Genesect on the bench. There's Metal Lynx activating, getting back the 3rd energy to power up its Rapid Blaster attack. Oh, but first there's another item card, Max Elixir, looking at the top 6 cards of the deck. If they get a basic energy card, they can attach it to one of their benched Pokemon. Okay, so a Metal Energy comes down to the 2nd Genesect now, getting it ready for a future turn, and now the rest of the cards get shuffled back into the deck. Max Elixir is a really powerful card to accelerate energy. And with this, they should be ready to attack for the turn. Okay, yeah, there's Bronzong retreating to promote Genesect now. Okay, once again, the player's just making some space on their bench. There's the attachment for the turn. A second Metal Energy come down to the bench Genesect, and there's the attack. Rapid Blaster hitting for 100 damage. Mega Sceptile is down to 120 HP remaining. And now on the Sceptile side, the basic Sceptile gets Grass Energy attachment, and now the player activates Energy Retrieval, getting back 2 of the discarded Grass Energies to put back into their hand. There's the attack once again, Jagged Saber hitting for another 100 damage. Now Jagged Saber attaches the 2 energy from the hand onto the benched Mega Sceptile, and also has the ability to heal all the damage from it. So the bench Pokemon is now fully refreshed, and now on the Bronzong side, the player activates their supporter AZ to pick up the Genesect out of the active spot to completely undo all the damage that was just done, although all that energy does have to go to the discard pile now. So Bronzong, once it comes into the active spot with the Float Stone, Genesect comes back down onto the bench. And there's both of the Metal Lynx, getting back 2 Metal Energy from the discard pile. And both of them are going to be coming down onto the Genesect that already had the energy attachment. Okay, now Bronzong retreats once again to promote the Genesect. It does have 4 energy attached to it, so it should be able to take the KO with its Rapid Blaster attack. Yeah, there's the attack declared. Rapid Blaster hits for a base 100 damage, but if the player discards any Metal Energy cards, it deals an extra 20 damage per energy discarded. So Mega Sceptile is KO'd, and that is 2 prizes taken by the Bronzong side. Both players are tie. 4 prizes remaining apiece. The second Mega Sceptile comes into the active spot now, and the player activates Professor Sycamore to discard their entire hand and draw 7 brand new cards. Let's see what they're going to be getting. Okay, no more cards are played. Going straight for the Jagged Saber, hitting for 100 damage. On the Bronzong side, there's both of the Metal Lynx, getting back 2 Metal Energy onto the bench Genesect. And there's the attachment for the turn. Another Metal Energy. Oh, and here we go. Fighting Fury Belt gives the Genesect an extra 40 HP. And also hits for 110 damage. Okay, back over to the Sceptile side. Spirit Link comes down to the bench Pokemon. And now it evolves into Mega Sceptiles. It's the 3rd one of the game. Now the active one retreats to promote the new one without any damage. But does the player have a second energy card to power it up? Okay, yes they do. The Mega Turbo is activated, getting back a discarded Grass Energy to equip onto the active Pokemon. So it's fully powered up, and there's the attack, Jagged Saber, to hit for another 100 damage. And accelerating just 1 energy onto the Mega Sceptile, but that is enough to fully heal it. And that is pretty much the combo with the Mega Sceptile deck. Just keep attacking and healing every turn. And on the Bronzong side, a Cobalion comes down onto the bench. And there's another Max Elixir, once again looking at the top 6 cards of the deck. Let's see if the player has any more Metal Energy cards to attach. And actually, it looks like they did not, so all the cards gonna get shuffled back into the deck now. But they still have access to the Metal Link's abilities. But first, there's an Ultra Ball, discarding, I think that was 2 more Ultra Balls, to search the deck for another Pokemon. And it's going to be Shaman EX this time, using its ability setup to draw some more cards out of the deck. So let's see what the player has. Okay, first there's a Float Stone coming down to the bench Genesect now, just thinning out their hand to draw some more cards with the setup. And speaking of, there it is, setup. The player can draw until they have 6 cards. And let's see what they get. They can't play any more Pokemon because their bench is full, though. Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. There's a Skyfield as a stadium. With Skyfield in play, both players can have up to 8 Pokemon on their bench. So there's the 6th one coming down. Another Bronzor. There's the attack. It's going to be Rapid Blaster, discarding all 3 energy to hit for 160 damage. So the player is just anticipating that this Genesect is going to be getting KO'd on the following turn. Okay, on the Mega Sceptile side, there's an Ultra Ball, discarding 2 cards from the hand to search for any Pokemon. And it's going to be the 4th Sceptile EX. I believe that's all the Pokemon played already. So all that's left in the deck are just energy cards and trainer cards. And there's Professor Sycamore, discarding the Sceptile that was just grabbed. It's no longer useful in this matchup. So let's see what they're going to be getting. Okay, there's a Trainer's Mail, looking at the top 4 cards of the deck. And now the player can add any trainer card they find there to their hand. The one chosen is going to be the Lysander. The rest of the cards get shuffled back in now. Okay, the player needs at least 2 energy in hand. If they want to retreat this active Pokemon, they can send the next Sceptile into the active spot, attach 1 energy to fully power it up, and the second one to accelerate onto the bench one to fully heal it. And it looks like they got exactly what they need with the Professor's Letter. They can search the deck for 2 more basic energy cards to add to their hand. There they are, 2 more grass energies. Exactly what they need for this combo. Okay, there we go. The second grass energy comes down to the benched one. The active one now pays the retreat cost to go back down to the bench. And as long as the player can accelerate at least 1 energy card, they can fully heal the bench Pokemon. There's the attack, another Jagged Saber. There's both energy coming down to the bench one to fully heal it, and that is 2 more prizes taken by Mega Sceptile. They're just going to take 1 more KO against an EX Pokemon to win this game. Okay, another Bronzong comes into the active spot. Actually, wait, it's the same one with the Float Stone. And now the 3rd Bronzor evolves into another Bronzong. The player has access to 3 Metal Links now to accelerate 3 Metal Energy. And let's see what they're going to be going. Okay, looks like all 3 energy are going to be coming down to the Genesect. Oh, with 6 energy in play, this Genesect should be able to take the 1-hit KO against Sceptile if they discard everything. And it looks like that might be the play. Genesect comes into the active spot now. So things are not looking good for the Sceptile side now. This Genesect can hit for a ton of damage. Oh, but first now Genesect is going to be activating its ability, Drive Change, to send the tool card back into the player's hand, and then switch it with the Fighting Fury Belt. And now the player activates N. Oh, just to add insult to injury, the Sceptile player has to shuffle away their entire hand and just draw 2 cards, while the Bronzong player gets to draw 4. Okay, there's the attack once again, Rapid Blaster, discarding, yeah, everything. Hitting for 220 damage, just enough to take the 1-hit KO, and now both sides are tied at 2 prizes remaining apiece. Although, like I said, things are not looking good for the Mega Sceptile side. They're down to just 1 more Pokemon in play. Okay, they can't do anything, just go straight for the attack. Jagged Saber hitting for 100 damage. Now back over to the Bronzong side, there's a Versus Seeker. Searching the discard pile for AZ. Oh, here we go. They're going to be able to wipe all this damage off the board. Genesect activates its ability, Drive Change, to pick up the Fighting Fury Belt. And now AZ picks it up to fully undo all that damage. Okay, here we see Bronzong coming back up. This Bronzong has got to be the MVP of the game. There's all 3 Metal Links, once again powering up the Genesect. There we go, so that should be enough to hit for 100 damage with Rapid Blaster. So if the Sceptile player doesn't have any ways to heal this Pokemon, they will be losing on the following turn. Oh, but first there's a Fighting Fury Belt coming back down. So Rapid Blaster hits for 110 damage. And back over to the Mega Sceptile side, this might be their final turn. There's Xerosic to get rid of the Fighting Fury Belt. But looks like that wasn't enough. There's the attack Jagged Saber to hit for 100 damage. But this Genesect will be able to close out this game. And there's the final attack, Rapid Blaster, discarding everything to take the final KO against Mega Sceptile to take the final 2 prizes. And there's the handshake! Bronzong is your winner! So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.